The third and final action in building your active listening skills is to practice them. And while you're listening to me right now, this really isn't practice for active listening because that requires a conversation. And so your homework assignment is to do three things in your next team meeting. First and foremost, I want you to ask one engaging question. Look around the room, see who's engaged, see who's not. And for the people that aren't engaged, bring them into the conversation. The second thing I want you to do is to ask two clarifying questions. Probe into other person's ideas, really dig deep, try and understand them. It's not that hard to ask two thoughtful, insightful questions. Finally, you need to confirm your understanding. And I'd want you to do it multiple times, but honestly, I'll be happy if you do it once because people don't even do it one time. So ask one confirming understanding. Hey, what I think I heard you say is this. Is that true? It's not much to practice active listening. One engagement question, two clarifying questions, and at least one confirm understanding question. That's not a lot. But if you do it in your next meeting, and you think about it a little bit and reflect, see if you did well. And then you do it in the meeting after that, and you reflect a little bit after. And the meeting after that, and the meeting after that, it's going to add up. It'll start moving from abstract actions that you're taking into just the way you are in meetings. And that's where we want to get to. So, one engaging question, two clarifying questions, and confirm your understanding. That's what we're asking you to practice in your next meeting and for the meetings after that. One final thought on active listening. Something almost everyone struggles with is the speed of active listening. You see, active listening requires you to slow down conversations. And this is tough for a lot of people because they're busy. And I don't doubt that you're busy, I'm busy, your colleagues are busy. But active listening requires that we slow it down and really try and make sure we understand the other people. Now, people don't like the concept of slowing down a conversation. It feels like, oh, there's going to be awkward pauses, awkward silences on that. It feels disjointed, and I get it. But what's the flip side? We have a very good feeling conversation, but we don't understand each other. We walk out of the meeting and we're misaligned. We didn't truly understand what that person said. We didn't understand their perspectives and catch their big risk factors that they're saying. And that causes waste, a lot of waste, because then we have to have another meeting to talk about why all of a sudden we're going in different directions. So to counteract that, you got to take it a little slower in the conversation. You got to sit there and listen to the other person, not thinking about how you're going to reply. And then allow for that 1 second, 2 second pause to fashion your own thoughts. And in terms of time, what are we really talking about? Because active listening doesn't really take that much time. The actions don't. Confirming your understanding, that takes 10 seconds. We already talked about that. Asking 2, 3 clarifying questions. What does that take? Another 2, 3, 4 minutes of the conversation? But it adds an extra layer of understanding. Or engaging other people. What does that take? 5 extra minutes, 10 extra minutes, so that we hear from everyone around the table? This is peanuts. The amount of time it takes to actively listen isn't a lot. It feels like it does, but it isn't. And the payback is we actually understand our colleagues. We understand the people we're talking with. That is the key thing we need to remember. When you're practicing and when you're just being in those meetings and actively listening, it's all right if it feels a little slower. That means you're actually trying to understand the person, not just trying to get your idea across. That's what I want you to think about as you practice active listening in your next meetings.